Eve here from Mystic Rainbow Tarot. Thank you for tuning in today, and this is a requested update on Justin Bieber and his wife Hailey. And oh yes, and please share, like and subscribe and press the bell icon to be notified when I do a new video. So let's see what's happening with Justin and Hailey. I'll just shuffle the cards. Justin Bieber and Hailey Baldwin Bieber. How are they going? How's their relationship at the moment? Justin and Hailey, please give me messages about Justin and Hailey. Messages we're allowed to know about Justin and Hailey. Justin and Hailey. So let's see what we've got. Hopefully you can see these all right. I'll just put the pack back down here. So the first card we have is Manifest. That's a lovely card, nice and colourful. So with this first card, Manifest, I feel this relates to the past, and they had all of the tools to create something they wanted, Justin and Hailey. By this I mean the ability to support, cherish and listen. And also I feel there has been forgiveness, because I believed these two have dated before when Hailey was only a teenager, and they split up because they were too young. And so with this card, this is about manifesting the relationship back again. Now they're older, and you know, them wanting to try again, and choose to forgive, and to be understanding and put things in the past. As Hailey especially knows, it was at a time in the past when Justin was a lot younger, and also she was a lot younger. They were more immature. Justin had a lot of girls throwing themselves at him, and she knows fame can be really difficult. It was a time when Justin went off the rails a bit because of the fame. But Hailey knows, because she's from a famous family, and she understands it can send some people off the rails. So she really tries to help him to be strong with all of this, because Hailey is a strong young woman and can shoulder quite a lot, and doesn't let too much get to her when dealing with bad press and social media. Anyway, Hailey is quite an independent woman, but when these two met up again, they got into this heady romance, and Justin swept her off her feet, and they ran off and eloped on the spur of the moment. This all happened well over a year before they had their big ceremony, because all their family, you know, the big ceremony, wedding one with all their friends and family and celebs there. I do think in the beginning they had an exciting romance and were on the honeymoon phase, but now a lot of time has passed by, and they're over the honeymoon phase, and they realise this marriage is going to take a lot of work. So let's put that back and see what the next card is. And the next card is Daydream and Decisions. So hope you can see that. So I'll see what I get with this. So I'm getting with this that this card relates to there is a certain amount of confusion and uncertainty regarding their love life. This is about them looking at the options in front of them and thinking about what is possible for the future. They need to look at what feels right for them and take action on it. Because someone is doing a lot of daydreaming on how they want it to be, but they are the only ones who can take the action to make things how they want it to be. The thing with Hailey and Justin is they have very different personalities, and I feel their relationship is not as steadfast as it should be, because these two do have their share of rows, but they also have times when they get on really well. I'm getting that Hailey likes to be in charge also. So when they do have rows, Hailey says exactly what she thinks, and these harsh words sort of get to him a bit because he's very emotional. But it's just her personality. It's just her personality, in fact, to be honest. But sometimes saying what is brutally honest and truthful can be very hurtful. So there's a need to be tactful here. You know, Justin is not too confident, and she does reassure him constantly with that. So that really helps him, and it's helped his confidence a lot. With these two, there's a lot of passion. So things are great in the bedroom, but they somehow struggle with their compatibility when they're out of the bedroom, because Hailey likes to live in the real world. She likes excitement, to be adventurous and take risks. But Justin is the opposite. He's not very keen on taking risks, and he likes to withdraw from reality some of the time into his own little dream world. And really, to make this marriage work or turn it into how they want it to be, they need to be understanding of each other's needs completely, and their different personalities, and they're quite young, so you know that's a challenge for them. And it's about ways of looking at life in general. They look at it in different ways, so it's about being compassionate to that. It's going to be tricky between these two, as Justin needs a secure anchor in his life and wants to stay more in one place. You know, he's not when he's not working, he likes to stay in one place. I mean, a place to live and sort of put roots down. But Hailey wants to travel and live life to the full, whereas Justin wants a peaceful, tranquil, quieter sort of life that Hailey would find very boring. So they do have some differences here. The next card is Just Breathe. So I hope you can see that. So this relates to Justin's health, and he needs to slow down and relax, which will help him with his health. I'm getting that he's been running around with a busy schedule, but his health and body need him to take a small break at the moment to help him with some healing. Also, this card has a spiritual side to it, and Justin would benefit from being still and meditating quietly. And in this way, he will refresh his spiritual energy, which will also help him to relax and help him in his life, in his career, and his marriage to Hailey as well. So that's something so to think about. So the next card is Spread Your Wings. So what I'm getting with this, this relates to somebody feels confined by this marriage and certain aspects of the relationship. Although it may feel comfortable and safe, it isn't fulfilling all of their needs. There is a feeling that their relationship has grown a little too restricting and is not as exciting as it used to be, because these two have already evolved and changed somewhat in the time they've been together. Because when you marry, when you're young, you grow up with that person, and you can grow to want different things when you mature a bit more. So I suggest that they listen to their hearts and have a heart-to-heart talk about what it would take, in fact, to allow them to feel unrestrained and joyful. And if they can make these changes with care and be compassionate, it would be better for the both of them. So let's see what this card is. So this is Rebuild. Don't know if you can see that. So this card has come out in the reading because they are trying to work at this, work at their marriage. But they find the longer they are in this relationship, the more complex it gets. Justin is very sensitive, emotional and homely. He also likes to spend time alone. And Hailey is puzzled by the fact that he likes to be by himself or isolated for a while. Plus, Hailey always wants to lead, and that is something that doesn't always go down well with Justin. Justin gets hurt easily if Hailey criticises how he is living his life, but she doesn't really see that her harsh but honest words can deeply hurt Justin because he is so sensitive. I guess it's because it wouldn't upset her. She can take a lot more criticism than Justin. It kind of rolls off her more, but some of the time they do get on very well together, and the adoration and support between these two, that's a very real thing. One thing they do have in common is they're both following a spiritual path together, and they are both very much involved in the church and all that they believe in together, and their friends there. So they do have that common thing together, you know, interest and beliefs, and that's very important to both of them. I feel like he is happy to have someone who helps him make decisions and plan for the future, and Hailey loves the fact that he trusts her decisions because she's all about the future and making future plans and not looking back, whereas Justin is not so great at sorting out and planning things, but Hailey really enjoys it, so that's a good thing for them in the marriage. Justin and Hailey did feel great together in the beginning, but over time they have started to see their differences, and they do want to make adjustments for a better relationship. But in regards to the ideas they have between them about their careers, you know, they have these really amazing ideas that they pass between each other, and they're putting those into action now, and they're really working out for their careers. So they're both quite creative people. Because Hailey has really motivated Justin as well, because she's that type of person to get back on track with his career, and he really needed that. He needed that push, and Hailey's good with that. And she's the reason he's making this comeback. So that's really worked well for him. He may well have done it, but not as quickly. So she's really got him on track. I feel they are just letting things happen and taking it from there with their relationship on how to deal with it. But I do think it's best not to try and change someone, because if you try and change each other to fit what you want, then no one's really going to be happy, because you know you're not being yourself. So and Justin and Hailey would be best to go back to sort of the core of this relationship, and you know why they got together in the first place, and decide what they want from the core of their relationship, and how they want it to be. Say a relationship based on truth, honesty and love, for example, and hopefully they can steer their marriage on a clear, steady course like that. This also relates to rebuilding a relationship with themselves personally, because being married is fine, but sometimes, like Hailey and Justin, you can feel lost in coupledom, if you see what I mean. And I do feel they would benefit from focusing on themselves for a while, having some time apart, They need to nourish their own identities and not just their marriage partnership identity, if you know what I mean. They do need some time apart to do their own thing and be themselves, and this will help to balance their relationship and also keep them sane with all the pressure of fame, on them all the time. I feel it's important to still do the things they wanted to do before they met. So that would be like keep up with any personal hobbies or friends they had before they knew each other, and do those things alone and without each other, because this will help them feel more like their real self and more centered and grounded, which will help their relationship too, because they'll feel refreshed and better with that. So I just want to do a recap on this reading. So we had the first card here, and this was about Justin and Hailey meeting up again through life's circumstances, bringing them back together as friends at first, and then this led to them giving romance another chance because they were both older and thought maybe things could be a lot better together than when they dated previously. Justin was at a stage where he could handle fame a lot better, and Hailey was older too, so they felt they were growing up and had matured more and could handle something more serious. Also, they felt they were looking to have a more settled life, a long-term commitment type of thing. So this is like the saying goes, birds of a feather flock together, because they were both looking for the same thing at the same time and felt they could complement each other's lives. And so they ran off and married very quickly on an impulse, really, because they felt being in this relationship would give them stability and all the other good things that come with a long-term partnership. Plus they both want to have children in the future and create a happy family life there. So they had a lot in common with the things they wanted out of life. And this card, this was about how things are now. There was some confusion because Justin wanted to have a baby and start a family before Hailey was ready. So they had a good look at what they wanted and their future, and how they wanted things to pan out for them in the future. So they had some discussions about having children, but they came to a decision to put it on hold for a while so that they could have some time together to get to know each other better at the start of their marriage. Because you can marry someone and think you know them, but when you get together and you're together all the time, 24 hours a day, you realise there are many things and habits you didn't actually know about each other. And it's always best to get to know each other and each other's likes and dislikes and funny little ways, you know, and have some time, some quality time before you actually start a family, because that strengthens your foundation, the foundation of your marriage, and gives a stable foundation for children you might have in the future. So, and this card was about they needed to decide about their careers as well. So Hailey wanted to focus on her modelling career and at the moment, while it's going so well, rather than have a baby at the moment. And Justin is now concentrating on his new music and releasing it and doing TV shows, planning his tour, and he's also just released a documentary, I believe, about the last 4 years of his life. So he's been very busy too. So they realise with all this going on, they wouldn't have the time to spend with a family, and they want to put the time and effort into that when they have a family and spend time with their children. So They have put having a baby on ice, so to speak, until they have completed the projects they want to do with their careers. Plus they are making some plans about where they want to live and looking for a permanent location for if they do get round to having a family in the future. So I feel like that's very sensible. And the next card was about, this was about Justin's health. And he needs to make sure he slows down a bit to relax enough and spend time focusing on his healing and health. So maybe they could take a bit of time off to go on a vacation and switch off from their careers for a bit and just chill out, so that when they come back that they would be nice and relaxed and refreshed. So this is also about Justin and Hailey feel safe and have a sense of security from being married now. They just need to reflect on it at times to make sure each other's needs are being met, because these two have different needs within the relationship, as everyone does within a long-term partnership of any kind, and they also have opposite personalities and different emotional needs. So they will need to work on this marriage and be understanding, plus be able to see things from each other's perspective, without and be able to work on that without it causing a row. This card is about they have found their relationship to be more complex than they expected it to be at times, and they also know that a lot of people will not understand their relationship. There are some things they are working on, and they are trying to find an even balance to meet each other in the middle. So do you know, I hope all goes well for them, because they're really putting some effort into it. I hope it all goes well. So that's the end of the reading. Let's hope it all works out for them. So thank you for watching. Bye for now. See you in the next video.